So why are you laying on the ground, I hear you ask? Stick around and I'll tell you why. Well, hello and welcome back to Poshcats Camping. I'm Trevor and this is our IH motorhome. It's a VW Crafter and van conversion was done by IH in Nottingley. It's almost 3 years old and has just been for another service. It's got just under 27,000 miles on the clock in those 3 years. So as you can tell, it doesn't sit on the drive for long. However, it's been such a wet start to this season that we really haven't been bothered to go out. We did a long trip, as you know, to Spain, to the south coast of Spain with our friends Kev and Tracy back in January and into early February, and since then we've been out twice, I think. Once to the rally that we did at the beginning of this month at Sutton. We didn't do much filming there, but thanks to all that attended and to all the support and help from Sheila and Joe and of course Nick and Carol. Our thanks to Bob and Jenny for creating a video on that rally. Also the Galivanting Galantes, Tony and Julie, and Herman Hits the Road. Ads and Zoe were also there and made a video as well. There were other YouTubers there and lots of friends from all over the place, out of county, and we really did enjoy all of your company, so thank you for that. I'll leave links in the description for the videos that were made of that event. My sister Brenda and her husband John had their 80th birthday. We went for a meal with them, and Sue's mum had a birthday as well, and so did Amelia, who's aged 9, and lots of reasons to have lots of birthday cake. But it's been so very wet that we've just taken a little bit of time out, and we've had an awful lot of planning to do for our next trip, which I'll tell you about shortly. So why was I crawling on the floor then? Well, I'll show you what I had to buy to do some repairs. Well, down here I've got what was our Thule step. Now it's a heavy old thing. It's probably about a good 5 or 6 kilos there, I reckon. But this is what came off the underside. It didn't come off, I took it off the underside of our van. It's a 700mm step or 70 centimetre step, so it's quite a big thing, but it was the width of our door, as you can see from the picture I've got on screen there now. But it's taken a fair bashing. I've spoken to a few other owners of VW Crafters and they're quite low to the ground. With this bolted underneath like so, there was only about 6 inches clearance from the bottom of this to the road. And when you have a long wheelbase van, there's 4 meters between the two wheels. There's good opportunity there to clip curbs, and if you're on uneven ground on the grass or anything like that, it's quite easy to clip stones and rocks and things when you're parking, which is what happened. And if you look down the edge of this, you can see it's quite misshapen, just on the bottom here, where it's taken a fair whack or two, and now the mechanism is just, well, I've tried to straighten it, but it's had its day, I'm afraid. It's come off the van and we haven't replaced it. To buy one of those retail, you're looking at £400 to £500 and then have it fitted as well, and it will take an hour or two to fit, I would imagine, and we just didn't feel that the cost warranted it. If we sell the van, there's a good chance we'll put one back on for the new owner, but for us we're using a plastic step. I'll show you a picture of that now, but it's a typical caravan step that we've had for years, and minimal cost. Although it's awkward because we have to keep putting it in and out of the van, we haven't got the risk and the concerns about grounding the step anymore. The other thing I've had to do when laying on the ground was repair this. Now this is the pipe that goes from the grey waste tank this end with a Jubilee clip, don't know if you can see that, and there's a Jubilee clip on the little bit of pipe here into a ball valve. Now the ball valve should have a butterfly type valve top on it. If I turn that, you can see it should, it's quite stiff, turn 90 degrees it's quite stiff. 90 degrees so that it releases all of the grey waste from here, and that would be fixed, this end here would be fixed to the grey tank. Now when it was -6 and we were in France on our way down to Spain, this froze, and I thought, oh, I'll just give it a little bit of a, you know, as you do, put my glove on, I gave it an extra twist, and unfortunately I broke one side of this butterfly valve top off. It snapped right off, and although it is possible to turn it into a 90-degree position, it's more difficult without having two of them. So I thought, I'll see how much it costs to get it repaired. Well, I did contact IH, and it's quite difficult for us to travel all that way, it's a couple hundred miles, to have something like that fixed. So as you do, I got under the van whilst I was repairing the step, or removing the step, and I thought I'll have a look and see if I can source one of these valves. Well, you think, well, that should be easy. There's a thing called the internet, and yeah, I managed to contact a company. I've got their business card here. It was a company called Midlands Chandlery Ltd, and clearly they're for boats, but it says for boating and leisure needs. So they're an online operation. They've got an eBay shop as well, and that's very, very handy indeed, because they've got a whole array of these different types and different size valves. So I ordered one, and I thought, yeah, it'll turn up in a few days, and it did. Unfortunately, it was too small. No, I took it for granted I knew what I was talking about. An old failed sparky like me, you know, an electrical engineer. I thought, oh, it's a 1/2 inch thread. Well, yeah, it probably is a 1/2 inch thread. I think it's a 3/4 inch thread, okay, in old money. So that was my first mistake. So £7.50. Put that in my pocket. That's for another day. I'll probably never use it, but it'll go in the, you know, useful objects drawer. And what I did after that was order the proper one. Now this is the same bore here with the ball valve, but it is a less chunky looking valve. So I'm pretty convinced that once I take these two ends off here and put them on here and then strap them onto the van, I've got a perfect solution, even though it's slightly slimmer than the original one. I don't know if you can see that with my hand in the way, but believe me, they are the same bore and the same valve inside. So it may be just that the IH Motorhomes use this more chunky one to prevent it from the elements. Well, here it is. I've managed to fit that valve on the underside of the van. If I just twist the camera around, you'll see, hopefully, where are we? There we are. There's the valve, the new valve in situ, and there's the pipe going up onto the waste tank just underneath Smirf here. And that's the grey waste tank. There's the valve, as you can see if I twist it here. That's the on position, and that's the off position. And that's a duplicate really of the other one that's here. You can see that there. And that one is the right there. That is the freshwater drain off, and that's also quite stiff, but that's also that's in the open position at the moment, but we've already drained down, of course. Now those that you have watched our channel for a while will know that we have Ethel. She's our little Skoda Citigo. She weighs just under a tonne, about 950 kilos, and we tow her behind Smirf. We originally got Ethel when we had Bertie, the Swift Bolero, which was nearly an 8-metre long van, and we made much more use of her then. But we kept her, and we have used Ethel with Smirf, and like we did at Sutton when we went away and we put our awning up for 4 or 5 days, and we were able to use the car to go out and about if we needed to. Now when she had her service back last month, they decided at Simpsons that she had signs of the brake pipes corroding. Wasn't severe, wasn't serious, but we took time then to decide whether we were going to keep Ethel or change the car for a more comfortable car, because this is the only car we have now. So we looked around and see what was on the market. We couldn't really make our minds up, and in the end we decided that we still got some value here. There's still got life left in a little Ethel. We had the brake pipes all renewed at the same time as the service. It was about £500, but we think it was good value on the basis that we can keep her for a few more years and still tow her behind the motorhome. So it wasn't the end of the road for Ethel this time. Could have made a video about that, couldn't I? But as with many of these things, I thought I'd bring you all up to date with what's going on at once. Now, if you speak to Sue, she'll always tell you I'm losing my keys or my phone, my wallet. Well, unfortunately, somewhere when we were at Sutton, I managed to lose a set of keys like this. These are the locker keys and the steering lock that we put onto Smirf. And there's quite a few keys, and they all look very similar. But that little bunch of keys went missing. And so, fortunately, I do carry a spare set, and Sue hides them away for me. But we had to depend on the spare set, which I have here. And went to see Ben at Sharman's Caravans, and he's very helpful and reassured me, as he did last time when we had trouble with the canopy. Reassured me that he could get the blanks, and he went to the cupboard and found 3 blanks, which I was able to take to the local key cutter at Timpson's. Lo and behold, we now have 2 sets of keys again, so thank goodness. There was one strange one which was a Southco key, but I managed to get a copy of that on the internet as well, from a company. I'll put the name of the that was an eBay shop as well. I'll put the name on the screen there for that one. So luckily now we're ready to travel with 2 sets of keys. I hadn't lost the ignition key, because I always keep the ignition key and the house key on a separate one, because otherwise it's far too bulky to keep carrying these around everywhere you go. So there's a little tip for you, really. Keep your keys separate, because if you do lose them, you don't lose everything. And keep your spare set handy and know where they are, and trust your wife to hide them up so we know where they are in an emergency. So all is good with keys. Was a subject that I just couldn't get out of my mind. Where had I put them? No idea. Somebody did say to me if I had some more cut, the others would turn up. They haven't yet, and I think they may be laying on the road somewhere, or if I put them on the roof of the car or something like that while we were packing up at Sutton, they've disappeared into the mist, haven't they? And never to be seen again. Another little happy ending to the story, the ups and downs of motorhoming. Well, coming to Smirf now. It's very bright out there, and the guy's out there with his lawnmower. Sorry about the noise, but the sun is out. It's the first day of sunshine for weeks. We've had a little bit here and there, but thunderstorms today. It seems to me that it's the 1st of June today, and it seems to me that summer may be arriving at last. So anyway, wanted to just quickly tell you about some of the products that we've reviewed on this channel. We haven't done that many, and we do turn an awful lot down. There are dozens of companies that contact us, and with bikes and power banks and you name it. We've just felt that we don't want to be a shopping channel. We want to be we want to tell you about things that we feel are relevant to you, and are certainly are relevant to us. We've only picked products that we thought would be useful, and the shoes that we got from Fitville, absolutely superb. Still wear them, and we walk in them all the time. In fact, they'll be with us when we travel next time. We keep them in the van, and very, very comfortable. And very likely when they wear out we'll just replace them with another set of Fitvilles. Also, we've been in touch with Bluetti again. They reached out to us and asked us whether we would like to try the new model of Bluetti Powerbank. The one that we had for about a year, we run with that in the van all the time. We use it every time we're out. It's helped with recharging other people's batteries. And I think we've used it with other people as much as we have ourselves, getting them out of trouble when their batteries go flat, not starting the van but keeping the lights going, keeping the water pump and the heating going. Certainly 2 of our friends have benefited from us having the Bluetti, and it was this model here. I'll put the model number on screen. Here it is, and there you are. That's the one that we've had now for around about 12 months, and absolutely wouldn't be without it. It's the right size for us. It's perfect in terms of power output. It lasts for as long as we need it. Also got a nice charging point on the top, which was really happy with. You can pop your phone on the top there and it charges without you even knowing about it. The new power station, which we'll be reviewing very soon, is the latest model here, and the nice thing about this one that we noticed immediately is that it doesn't have a power brick to charge it with. It's just a lead, a mains lead, so it's all built in one. Now you might spot the difference in colour and slightly different size, but in terms of width and depth it's much the same. It's just a little bit taller, and we think that's because it's got that power charger built inside it, perhaps. This is a unit that I've only just started to trial, and lots of flashing light. I will run through the details of this when I do the full video, but at the moment we're trialing both, and both still performing really well. It'll be nice to see. This is still on the market, but it'd be nice to see the differences. I know there's a price difference, but in terms of performance, it'd be nice to see the difference between the new one and the 1-year-old unit. Of course, technology is galloping along, and it's like anything. If you buy a new TV, within a year the new model comes out and it's better, of course. So we'll let you know how we get on with that in a future video whilst we're touring Scotland. And of course the Bluetti unit came with the 200-watt solar panels, which is on the bench here with me now. One of the other items that we reviewed was a piece of kit that we've used quite a lot, and it's quite fun really. It's this. Headphones? No, they're not headphones. It's a neck fan, and this quite a high quality piece of kit. There are some cheap ones on the market, but this is a really nice one. I'll put the link in the video description to this if you want to see how it works. But it's basically you put it around your neck, and there's a 3-speed fan, and it keeps you cool. And I have to say, we even used that on our last trip when it was a bit warm, and Sue got it out, and I stole it from her for a little while. Actually, it was quite nice. So we're pleased with that. Still working, and a good thing really to have, particularly when you're in a small van like this and it's quite warm. The final thing that I want to give you an update on was the Energy QC mini power bank. Now this is a small power bank, pocket size, and I really enjoyed using this. It's the Energy QC, as I say, it's the Model 7 with outlets on there. I think it was 20,000 units, something like that. Unfortunately, we've had that just about a year, 11 months, and it's now not charging. It's failed. I've contacted the company, but they've told me that it was a sample and there's no warranty on it. So, and they've not offered me a replacement. So, despite the fact it was really good while it worked, it stopped working now. And for that reason, and I can't be without one now, I've had one like that, I've gone out and bought this one, INIU, which is a similar output model, different manufacturer, but that's now got a little LED on it to show it's 100% charged. Similar outlets on the front, and that now spends its life in my bag, in my camera bag, charging bits and pieces when we're walking around, especially when you need the the phone or your batteries and so on, kept charged when you're out and about. So they're the three items that I think have been most successful as reviewed items. We're still using all three, and we're very happy with all three. The Bluetti Powerbank, I will make a longer video on that, and we'll do some more outside work with that whilst we're in Scotland, and tell you more about it and how we're getting on it, and how we're getting on with it, and how we can compare the two of them and what's best perhaps for you. We like them because of the size and the weight as much as anything else. They're plenty for what we need. So I think you're up to date with everything now with the Poshcats. Sorry it's a bit of a rambling video, but I thought, well, rather than make individual videos about the repairs and the updates on the various pieces of equipment, I thought I'd put it all into one and just let you know we haven't left the planet. We're still here and we're preparing for our next trip. In the next video we'll explain about the route. We're taking the long road to Scotland, and we're meeting some people along the way, and we're also going with Sheila and Joe, our Cadillac Joe. So look forward to that. We'll see you on the next video.